guys, I am the CHALL, your channel for Doncaster Rovers content, and welcome to today's edition of the DRFC Daily Reports. Now in today's episode, it won't be as long as the previous two ones, but we're going to be discussing one contract negotiation and one update on an interest which has gone unfortunately out of our way, and also we're going to be sharing the official FIFA 21 ratings of the Doncaster Rovers players. Now before we get started guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video, and I want you to get guessing in the comments down below because I'm going to be recording tomorrow a very exciting video for Friday. So, if you can guess what it is, comment down below. If you can guess what it is, unfortunately I don't have any prizes to give out, but you can just feel the pride of getting it right. Guess what it is. Now, I've given you clues in previous videos for the last couple of weeks. His team is playing. His team is, well, his team's a decent team, very good team, very high up. And he's really excited to do this video. So if you can guess who it is that I'm working with tomorrow for Friday, comment down below. Just comment down below your guesses, and I can't wait to see who you guys are going to guess, see I'm working with this week. But for now, let's get into our DRFC Daily Reports. Let's start off with the negatives. So unfortunately, we do have an update which is not good news for Rovers fans on both Charlie Seaman and Jake Doyle-Hayes. So let's start off with Charlie Seaman. So officially from the Doncaster Free Press, I'll just give you the key points from the article. So of course Seaman was offered a contract by Rovers at the end of the successful trial. However, he has failed to agree terms. Now, Rovers boss Darren Moore had set the 20-year-old a deadline of Sunday for the deal to be agreed, but it's been passed without a contract being signed. And it's also understood that Seaman played as a trialist for National League South Maidstone United, of course one of his former clubs he was loaned out to by his former parent club Bournemouth, in Saturday's friendly against Dover Athletic. So, of course, first of all, we already knew the news about the National League clubs recently, about they've been given a last-minute bailout and they've been given an emergency fund by the government after the calls for it to help them get started with their seasons. So, massive thank you to the government for keeping non-league football alive of sorts. So yeah, Charlie Seaman, it is not happening. We do have to look at other options. And again, comment down below, who do you think we are going to sign as an alternative to Charlie Seaman on the right back position? Now, another position we were looking at is holding midfield. And one option we were potentially interested in, along with a lot of different clubs, is Jake Doyle-Hayes. However, it's been reported today that Doncaster are among a number of League One sides ready to offer a deal for the 21-year-old, but it was released by Villa in the summer. And while it's understood that Rovers have previously considered the midfielder as a potential signing, at this point in time they will not be tabling a contract offer. So the original report was back on Tuesday, which we reported on, and then we've had this update today where we're not going to put a contract offer on the table for Doyle-Hayes. And of course we knew that Blackpool, MK Dons, Hull City and Portsmouth were also linked with the club. So there we go, that is an update on both Charlie Seaman and Jake Doyle-Hayes, a midfielder and a right back. Two positions we are looking to improve in. We do need cover for Brad Halliday in case of injuries and suspensions in the right back position. And the holding midfield, we do need that extra competition to keep the performances of Whiteman and Gomez up at a high standard and keep the consistency going with those performances. So yeah, it is sad, I'm not going to lie, it is sad. A Premier League youngster like Jake Doyle-Hayes, a former Premier League team player like Charlie Seaman, you know, it is sad to see that they're not going to be coming to Rovers. It looks like Charlie Seaman will probably head down to Maidstone United. And Jake Doyle-Hayes, I mean, is he going to go to Hull, MK Dons, Portsmouth, Blackpool? Either one of those clubs. I think if Portsmouth do get him, I think with kind of Jackett showing the most reported interest in the player, I think he may possibly go to Portsmouth. But the big question is that going to help Portsmouth's season? I don't know really, because they only just scored the first goal previous weekend, don't forget, against Wigan, who we're facing this weekend. So, very interesting. But Jake Doyle-Hayes, unfortunately, won't be signing. Neither will Charlie Seaman. So that's two targets we're going to have to, cast aside. So it means that Andy Butler and Ed Williams were the successful trialists that signed a contract with Rovers. So the other ones weren't up to the standard, and it's typical Rovers behaviour. We'll have a fresh crop of trialists probably this time next season as well. So I think the trialist hunt, shall we say, will begin next summer. So if you want more trialist stuff, then that'll be coming probably on the Daily Reports next summer, same time as what we've done this season. But in terms of Seaman, he's not signing again with Doyle-Hayes. I think there are other options out there, so I think that it's not a massive loss. Especially if Seaman signs for Manchester United, I think the difference between this one and Jordan Davis is, he was offered a contract. He proved so much in the trial, and he just didn't sign the contract. It's kind of like the Kieran Sadlier situation to many fans. Like the contract was on the table, and you sort of wait, and you don't sign it. So, if he's going to do that, and I think with many fans, questioning Sadlier's behaviour over that contract, and then going to sign for a Yorkshire rival, I think Seaman might probably get the boot from the Rovers fans after this, signing with a non-league club. It might not be a Yorkshire rival, but it's still, we're going down the divisions here. So I think that's the big difference between Jordan Davis and Charlie Seaman, because Jordan Davis opted to join Wrexham, which, for a non-league side is embarrassing, but there are better options on the wing than Jordan Davis. No disrespect, Jordan. But with Charlie Seaman, he waited, and he didn't sign it. So I think it's probably better we look for other options. And again, comment down below if we're looking at a right back and a holding centre midfielder, which is what Moore is looking for, then leave your suggestions in the comments down below. Finally then today, let's have some fun. So FIFA 21 comes out on Friday to the public, and will I be playing it? Maybe. I might go and buy it when it comes out, who knows. If I'm going to do any gameplay on it, then probably not, because I'm not a gaming channel. Even though we're football and we're Donny Rovers, we're not a gaming channel. That's, 18 Dapper does brilliant FIFA 20 stuff. He'll do some brilliant FIFA 21 stuff, I'm sure. So make sure you go and check out his FIFA videos. For a Donny Rovers gamer, should we say. We're more, we're more the sort of match preview, match review, tactical transfer reports, news side of it, like the AFTV of League One, like we've always said for months. Let's talk about the FIFA 21 ratings for Donny Rovers players. So there's some that I have predicted, because there's still a few that haven't been confirmed yet. And hopefully we can do them in a separate video or in another daily report when the last few ratings have been revealed. And I'll tell you which ones before I predict them. So let's have a look then at the FIFA 21 ratings for the Donny Rovers squad. So I can immediately say straight away, if you look next to the players that have a brackets NC, it means not confirmed. I've got it written down as brackets prediction next to it, but you'll look on your screen, you'll see a massive, grid, and you'll see these player names. You'll see NC next to some of them, a few of them, and that is not confirmed. So that means they're not confirmed the ratings. Those are the ratings that haven't been revealed yet, and you can guess by that. So let's start off with the goalkeeper. So Bursic, his rating hasn't been revealed yet, but last season he was a 56 in the FIFA 20 game. I'm predicting a 58, and that, like I said, it's an NC, so not confirmed, but I'm going to go with a 58. I think he will increase his rating. I think the performances should have a pre-season proves he should have a couple of ratings increase, and there. So the other goalkeeper in the game, Lewis Jones, gets a 56 from FIFA 21. So very interesting there. I think there's plenty of room to grow, and I think that, being an academy player, I think he's a good out-and-out Donny player. In the defence, Danny Amos, 59. That's a good rating for Danny Amos, not going to lie. I think it's better than previous years, absolutely. And it proves that Danny Amos is an ever-growing academy, out-and-out Donny player. Tom Anderson, 65. Very, very good there. Very good rating. Andy Butler, now his rating wasn't revealed for Doncaster, so I'm predicting a 63. I'm going to go with that because it's very much a good rating for an older defender who is also a player manager, shall we say, manager of Donny Bell's, player at Rovers. So I think that it's great. A 63 is a great rating for Butler, and it proves his status at the club. Ben Blythe, one of the newer players for Doncaster Rovers' team in FIFA. He gets a 50 from FIFA, so that's pretty good for a young player. Ben Blythe has got loads of potential, in my opinion. I'm sure he's going to do very well in the youth system still, and I think that, along with many other players, I think he will be, a rising star for us. And I think that we keep growing him year upon year. I think he's one of the ones to watch. So a 50 is not a bad start. Brad Halliday, 64. Now, for a guy that was released by a League 2 club when we got him the first time, a couple of years ago now, that is a good rating for Brad Halliday. A 64, you're getting nearly halfway to the 70s, which is very, very good for a Donny squad. So that, it just proves, doesn't it? It proves that he is one of our better players in the defence. Brandon Hornton, of course, out on loan at the minute to Redditch United until January. He gets a 53, and of course, with their no non-league teams still in FIFA, when they're going to put non-league teams in FIFA? But Hornton gets a 53, and is going to be part of the Rovers squad in the game. Reece James, best left back in our team at the minute, 69. Very, very good rating there for Reece James. Again, near the 70s, so he's one of our better players. And, he's one of... he's one of the top 2 or 3 players in this team in terms of ratings. And to be fair, he's probably one of the best of the 2 or 3 in terms of stats as well. And I think he's been one of our best left-backs since, past days gone by of O'Driscoll era. He's been one of our better left-backs we've had in ages. So I think that he deserves that rating of 69. Maybe a 70, but who knows. Cameron John, no rating for him at the minute, so I predicted a 60. I think it was around like the high 50s, like between 57 and 59 last time, or 56, something like that. So I'm going to go with a 60 for this one, because I think he's going to get an increased rating this season. And finally, Joe Wright for the defence, who gets a 63, so that's a very good rating for Joe Wright. I would have liked 64 personally. I would have preferred 64, but I think that 63 is a reasonable choice. Midfield, James Coppinger, final season at Rovers and probably his final year in FIFA, in the FIFA games. 66. Now, for those of you who are new to the videos, you might be Rovers fans, but you might not know the ins and outs of the club. You might not know. So, for those of you who need a reminder of when James Coppinger came to Rovers the first time, he came to Rovers in 2004. He's been in, he's pretty much been in, the FIFAs over a 13-14 year period, at least 13-14 consecutive FIFAs, which is incredible, absolutely mad. So, the fact that this is his final one, it's going to make me want to get FIFA 21 even more now and just play it for fun behind camera, because I want to play with this guy for the final time in a FIFA game. So, James Coppinger, 66, I will take that rating and stick it up the critic's backside. Because Coppinger's a legend. Coppinger is a Rovers legend, no doubt about it. And the stats don't lie with this guy. So I think 66 is a very good rating. I expect his pace to be very, very small. But I think that his technical ability will be second to none. Absolutely second to none. Magic Gomez, a 60. I felt that was a bit wrong done. I think at least a 62 or a 63 for Gomez, in my opinion. I might be wrong about that. You guys might predict differently. But I think Magic Gomez deserves more than a 60, in my opinion. That's not a critic of FIFA. That's just, I feel like Magic Gomez deserves a bit more of a higher rating. Especially since you're making the ratings over the summer, which I can guess is kind of why they gave him a 60, because last season he was kind of an in and out performer. This season he's outshone. So I think if he continues the way he's going this season, I think FIFA 22, I think we could see that 60 go up to something like, 65, 66? Same rating as Coppinger is now, so I think that Gomez's rating will get higher next season. But I think for now at least, if you're judging it on last season, maybe it's a bit more reasonable. But I think for this season, if you're including that so far into this, I think it deserves a higher rating. AJ Greaves, one of the youngsters, gets a 50. Again, nothing too much to say about that. He's out on loan at the minute for a month, well, for the whole month to Gainsborough Trinity. So he'll be in the Rovers squad, obviously, because there is no non-league teams. Why? So Greaves will be alright. 50's a decent one for a youngster. Same with Lyric Hassani, 50 for a youngster. Again, not bad. Taylor Richards. Now, this is just a prediction because, of course, his rating has not yet come out. It's a 60, I predicted, because I think his rating was something like, 57, 58 last season? In the FIFA 20. So I think that a 60 is not too much of a jump, but I think it's proof in the pudding of how much of a good-looking youngster this guy is. So I think that a 60 isn't too harsh and it's not too generous. I think that a 60 prediction would be good. Bren Whiteman, captain of the club. He gets the highest rating in the squad from FIFA. He gets the 70, the only 70 in the squad, which is baffling because I think players like Reece James deserve a 70 as well. But I can kind of get it. I think Ben Whiteman is a cut above the rest. I think if you're looking at the best player in the squad at the minute, you're looking at a few different players, but I think Ben Whiteman over the last few years has been, a really consistent performer. I think that Ben Whiteman's one of the best players in the midfield we've had for a long time, and I think that Ben Whiteman will hopefully be here for many years to come, and we don't accept one of those higher bid offers. Even if it is a nice sum of money to get into the club, I would choose Ben Whiteman over a sum of money any day of the week because I think the promotions we get will put the money in the bank account. So I think that Ben Whiteman is worth keeping, and I think a 70 rating is very nice by FIFA. So thank you very much, FIFA and EA. Thank you. Next up, the final midfield. Again, no rating revealed for Ed Williams. His first appearance in the game. I'm predicting a 59, not a 60, but just under that. Because I think he did need a better team around him when he came into the squad. So I think that they'll probably give him like a 57 or something, but I think that, I'm predicting a 59. And finally, in the attack, we've got Tyrese John Jules. Again, no rating been revealed. This is the final one with no rating been revealed, guys, so don't worry. But I'm going to predict a 58. It was like, a 56, 57 last season, so I think that a 58 is not too bad. I would go as far to say maximum 61, 62, minimum 58. I mean, we're looking here between 58 and 62 for my prediction. But if I was to go with one, I'll play it safe and say 58 because I think that's probably what they'll do. But I think maybe they'll go along the 60. Maybe he becomes a 60 this year. Who knows? Jason the Kilo is confirmed to get a 58, which is not too bad. I would have liked a 60 as well for him. But, what can you do? For Jerry Okunabiri, 65. That's a high rating for Okunabiri. And I think, to be fair, with the talent he's got in him, and the talent is shown when he came on against Bristol Rovers, even though he didn't score, I think he's definitely worth that rating. And, on a ratings basis, he is the best striker in the club. So, fair enough. But the youngsters from on loan are, they're just as good as well. John Taylor, best winger in the game for Rovers, 68. That is, again, he's like Reece James. He deserves a 70 as well as Ben Whiteman. John Taylor's one of our top players. I mean, top players. So that would be interesting to see if his rating does get updated throughout the year before FIFA 22 comes out and gets bumped up to the 70. I wonder, actually, thinking about it before we go into our last rating, how many Rovers players are going to be in like Team of the Year Ultimate Team cards by the end of this season, and Ultimate Season cards, and get upgraded cards, so you get like a 90 rated Coppinger card or something like that. It'd be interesting, but I think if I was to pick 5 players that could be in the running to get one of those 90 so rated like upgrade cards for Ultimate Team, I'd probably pick Whiteman, Coppinger, Taylor, Anderson, and James. Anderson, James, Coppinger, Whiteman, and Taylor. I think those are the 5 I'd pick. Bonus option, Magic Gomez, or Joe Wright, something like that, or Brad Halliday, or Bursic, you never know. Finally then, final rating, Rayan Tulloch on loan from West Brom. He got a 60 from FIFA, so again, not too bad of a rating. I would have liked something like a 61 or a 62, but I think that a 60 is a reasonable rating for the West Brom attacker. So there we go, that is looking at the FIFA 21 ratings of the Donny Rovers squad. Some reasonable, some maybe could have got a couple of ratings higher or maybe a couple of ratings lower, but I didn't mention the low because we want positivity around the club. We want positivity. But there we go. So thank you very much for watching this episode of the DRFC Daily Reports. Stay tuned tomorrow, hopefully, for a DRFC Daily Reports as well. And at the same time, we're going to be recording something massive on that day for the Friday afternoon. So stay tuned for that one because I cannot wait to reveal to you guys who we're working with this week. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And for now, guys, I am the CHALL, your content for Doncaster Rovers Football Club. And for now, goodbye.